Hello my friends, Virus here. With the announcement of Pokemon Legends ZA, I've had a few ideas to think on, and today I want to talk about the starter trio we have to pick from. So without wasting any more time, let's dive into what I think is the possibly deeper meaning behind the starter trio in Pokemon Legends ZA. First off, let's take a look at them. I love each one of these starter Pokemon for one reason or another, and it's basically 2/3 of my ideal starter trio for this game. I still have a video planned where I intend to go over my ideal starter trio, so if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe. And Tepig and Totodile are those 2/3 I was talking about. I loved using Tepig in my first playthrough of Pokemon White, and while I've never picked a water starter in my life, I still liked Totodile due to my love of alligators growing up. Chikorita is really the only one I'd replace, and like I said, that's a story for a future video. But what I find really odd is that this starter trio is made up of 2 Johto starter Pokemon and 1 Unova starter Pokemon, which means this trio has less generational diversity than the starter trio in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I believe that was an intentional choice, and here's why. Totodile and Chikorita are the only Johto starters on the Nintendo Switch that are either locked behind an additional paywall or part of a post-game in a remake that no one likes, besides me. So they intentionally chose Totodile and Chikorita because they're the only 2 Johto starters that aren't easily accessible on the Switch. Cyndaquil is of course a starter in Pokemon Legends Arceus, thus it's easily accessible. So the inclusion of Chikorita and Totodile being options as starter Pokemon in Legends ZA makes all 3 Johto starters easily accessible on Nintendo Switch. But why is that important? Well, I think they want to make them easily accessible because it's possible we are getting Pokemon Let's Go games for Johto in the not so distant future. Think about it. The first set of Pokemon games we got on the Switch were Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So I feel like they could very much continue this idea with Let's Go Johto games on the Switch too. And since the Switch 2 will be backwards compatible with the Switch, we should be able to transfer the Johto starters into our Switch games through Pokemon Home or the other way around. I thought about it all last night and it just makes sense to me. Of course, I could be wrong, but if I'm right, that would be really cool. Now, if this ends up being the case, I'm sure it wouldn't be the only reason. I'm sure they plan on doing something special for each starter, like a cool Mega Evolution or a regional form, but only time will tell. But what do you think about the starters in Legends ZA? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this was a little bit on the shorter side, but I do hope to make these a little bit longer in the future. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new and hit that bell so you never miss any Virus content. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Virus out.